Welcome to The Explainer. You know, have you ever walked into your favorite restaurant lately and it just feels quieter, even though you keep hearing the industry is doing great? Well, you're not imagining it. Today, we're diving into this really strange squeeze that's happening to restaurants all over the world.
So here is the central mystery we're going to solve today. How on earth are restaurants pulling in more money while serving fewer people? I mean, that sounds completely backward, right? But believe it or not, the data tells a really clear story. And here is that story in just two numbers. Look at this. Global restaurant revenue, it's up 3.4%. But the number of people actually walking in the door, what the industry calls traffic, it's actually down just a tiny bit. So more money, fewer customers. How is that possible? Well, the answer lies with the main villain of our story. And that villain, of course, is inflation. Restaurants are simply charging more for everything, which is what's pushing up their revenue. But, and this is a big but, those price hikes are fundamentally changing how, where, and even when we decide to eat out.
Okay, so here's the real problem. While the cost of your groceries is finally starting to cool off, the price of a meal at a restaurant is staying stubbornly high. And it's that growing gap between cooking at home and eating out that is putting some serious pressure on all of our wallets.
And that pressure is absolutely real. A staggering 90% of us are worried about these rising prices, and for almost 70%, price is now a major factor in deciding whether to eat out at all. This is forcing all of us to get a little creative.
So, how are people reacting? Well, we're not just giving up on restaurants entirely. Nope, we're fighting back with a really clever strategy that's totally reshaping the entire industry.
It's something economists call the trading down effect. And it's pretty simple, really. Instead of that nice sit-down burger joint, maybe you grab a burger from a fast food place. You're still eating out. You're just picking a less expensive option to find what feels like better value.
Let's look at South Korea. It's a perfect example. Compared to before the pandemic, traffic at full-service sit-down restaurants is down 7%. At the same time, traffic at quick-service spots is up 8%. You can see it right there. Customers are literally just shifting from one category to the other. And it's not just where people are eating, but when. Brunch is up a whopping 20%, probably as a way to combine breakfast and lunch into one cheaper meal. We're also hunting for deals more, and, in a real sign of the times, some people are even skipping meals or packing lunches just to save some cash.
But you know, it's not all doom and gloom. Not at all. Over in the US, right in the middle of this overall decline, there's one category that isn't just surviving, it's actually thriving.
Meet fast casual. You know these places. Think Chipotle or Panera Bread. They've found this magic middle ground, blending the speed of fast food with the quality of a sit-down meal. And get this, in a market where every other restaurant category is shrinking, fast casual is the only one showing consistent growth.
So why is it working so well? It really comes down to a four-part formula. They've got higher quality food, a better experience than your typical fast food joint, they've absolutely mastered digital ordering, and they let you customize your meal, which gives you control. It's basically the perfect recipe for today's diner.
And you want to know a key ingredient in all this success? Chicken. Seriously. We see it as healthier and more affordable, and it has fueled just explosive growth for chicken-focused chains. It's gotten so big that even Korean-style chicken chains are expanding like crazy all across America.
So here's the crucial point. When you put all of this together, the trading down, the rise of fast casual, our obsession with chicken, it all points to this massive shift. We, as consumers, are fundamentally redefining what value even means when we eat out.
The word value was mentioned nearly 300 times on recent earnings calls for big food companies. But it doesn't just mean cheap anymore. After the pandemic, our expectations just went through the roof. We're looking for something more.
The new value equation is really a blend of three things: the quality of the food, the overall experience of getting it, and a price that feels fair for what you get. A restaurant that only tries to be the cheapest is probably going to lose to one that nails all three.
So in this really tough environment, how are the winning restaurants actually growing? I mean, what's their secret formula? Where are they putting their energy?
Well, it turns out the growth is really concentrated in 5 key areas. We see it in food quality, which is driving that fast casual boom. We see it in the smart use of deals and loyalty programs. And we definitely see it in 2 unstoppable forces: delivery and digital ordering.
And that digital piece is just smart business. The data shows that when we use those in-store kiosks to order, we end up ordering 9% more stuff on average. It's a win-win. The restaurant gets a bigger bill, and we're happier with the speed and accuracy.
And delivery is still an absolute powerhouse. It now makes up 8% of all restaurant traffic worldwide. That's an 80% jump since before the pandemic. And what's really surprising is that the growth is being driven by younger and middle to low income folks who just refuse to give up that convenience. So this all leaves us with one final question. The entire restaurant landscape is being reshaped by inflation and our new definition of value. The businesses that get this new mix of quality, experience, and price, they're going to thrive. But the ones that don't, they might not make it. The next time you're at your favorite spot, ask yourself, are they getting it right? Thanks for joining us for The Explainer.